Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Tiffany and I upload a new homemaking video every Sunday. Today I am so happy to be back in my kitchen because I am going to be sharing with you my 3 favorite recipes that use watermelon. There's going to be a salad, a soup, and well, a gazpacho, and also a cocktail. So we are going to soup, salad, and sip today. So come along with me and we'll get started. First things first, we have some grunt work to do. So here we go. Let's cut up this watermelon. This is the hardest part for me. The first recipe of the day today is a watermelon gazpacho, and I got this recipe years and years ago from a friend, and it is amazing. It is absolutely the best stuff you'll ever eat. Be careful because you will want to gorge yourself on it, which actually isn't awful because I don't think it's the worst thing to gorge on. It's pretty healthy, but I'm just gonna walk you through the process of making it. I'm gonna run down my ingredients list and I'll meet you back here and we'll start to put it all together. Before we get started, you will want to acquire 4 cups of watermelon cut into 1/2-inch cubes, 1 red pepper diced, 1 cucumber seeded and diced, a couple of green onions, a 1/4 cup fresh basil all chopped up, 2 tablespoons of red wine vinegar, and also 1 tablespoon of olive oil. And lastly, you're gonna want sea salt to taste. Start out by chopping up your red pepper. This is really important. You wanna get these pieces small, but you don't want them to be too small. So I wanted to show you this on camera because you can kind of see the size that I'm going for here. And you'll also see in the background for this recipe that I have 2 bowls. I have my food processor out and I also have a serving bowl out. So you'll see what I'm gonna do with that in just a second. I also want to add a little comment that you want to take the seeds out of your cucumber because it's not gonna turn out as well if you do have the seeds in it. I don't mind cucumber seeds, but in this recipe I do. Also, you'll wanna cut up your green onions into little bitty slivery pieces, and I just use scissors because it's faster. I also use scissors for my basil, you'll see here. And one hack I want to point out to you when you are cutting up your basil or chopping it up, I like to stack it all up, roll it up, and cut it up. It makes things go a lot more quickly for me, and it makes the job of cutting up all these little pieces less frustrating. This is a pretty labor-intensive recipe, so any way I can find to make it easier is good. Now you want to add a couple of tablespoons of red wine vinegar, add your tablespoon of olive oil, and then you'll want to add a little bit of salt. Keep in mind you can add more salt, but you can't take it out. So maybe go a little light on the salt to begin with, and as you try your soup when it's all finished, you can play with the salt level. Now before I add my watermelon, I'm just gonna stir these vegetables up, and divide this mixture here between two bowls. So I'm gonna put half of this into my food processor, because what we're gonna do is puree half of our recipe and keep half of the recipe in our cut up pieces. This makes for a really great texture. And as you can see, just so it didn't get too crowded in my bowl, I'm adding my watermelon last so that I can just pour 2 cups into my food processor and 2 cups into my bowl, and it just makes it a little bit easier to work with. I'm gonna go ahead and stir up my bowl so that it's ready for once I am done pureeing my food processor half. And I'm gonna go ahead and puree this on high because I want it as liquid as possible. So definitely leave it on there for a minute. I have this sped up, but I probably pureed this for about 30 seconds on high. Now all you do is add the pureed portion to the not pureed portion and stir it up. Then you are all finished, my friends, unless you want to add a little bit more salt or whatever you want to do. But that is it, my friends. Recipe number 1 is complete, and we are ready to move on to recipe number 2. For my second watermelon recipe for today, I am just going to throw together this arugula salad. Quickly, I just want to let you know you're going to want about a cup of this 1/2-inch cubed watermelon, a 1/4 cup of goat cheese or goat cheese crumbles, 6 to 8 candied or caramelized pecans, 2 tablespoons of balsamic glaze, and a pinch of sea salt. I'm honestly just going to throw all this together. And I had this salad on a trip to Martha's Vineyard with my friend Sarah a couple years ago, and I had it at a restaurant, and it was so amazing, and it was so simple. I just figured I'd go ahead and make it at home. And I'm going to make this for myself today, so I'm just making a single serving. Just do a little bit of arugula and a healthy pile of watermelon on top of that. Now I'm just gonna salt it a little bit because I like my watermelon to be a little bit salty. So just a little salt on there, and then I am just going to cut up some of this goat cheese and break it up. Since this is my salad, I'm just gonna use my hands. So I'm just gonna use about this much goat cheese and crumble it on top. You can buy goat cheese already crumbled up, but I had this already, so I didn't want to waste it. I wanted to go ahead and use it up. Now to finish it up, I'm just gonna sprinkle my pecans on top. I'm just gonna do, you can crush them up if you want, but I'm gonna go ahead and leave mine whole for today. Put one more, and then make it pretty with this balsamic glaze. This looks amazing. I'm so excited to have this for lunch. I really hope you try this one out. It's awesome in the summertime. And I'm wondering if you can get a kid to try it. I'm not sure. I guess it depends on your kid, but if I were a kid, I'd probably really like this if I could get tricked into trying it. Now I have one more recipe I want to show you guys, and this is a watermelon mint lemonade. So what I have going on right now, I have my tea kettle on the stove over here, and it is heating up some water. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to combine the hot water with some honey, And then I'm going to add my lemon, some of the juice that has gotten into the bottom of this watermelon bowl. And I'm gonna pick some mint from my window box over here. And we're just gonna kind of put it all together and it's gonna taste amazing. Start by cutting up a lemon and juicing it into your glass. I like to use a mason jar because I can put a lid on and shake it up at the end, which you'll see. Once I have juiced my fresh lemon, I'm gonna add my watermelon juice. Now, I did not have as much watermelon juice in the bottom of this bowl as I thought, so I had to do a little bit of problem solving. And what I did was I used my smoothie blender and added some watermelon to that and just pureed it and added it to my mix. It turned out great. After that, I just went over to my window and grabbed some mint. I recommend six mint leaves. I didn't show myself putting this in the glass, but I'm sure you can figure out how to put mint leaves into a glass. Now that my hot water is ready, I'm just going to mix my honey with my hot water. And this helps distribute the sweetness through the whole drink. So I just blended that a little bit to make sure it got good and mixed in, added it to my drink, added some ice. Here you have it, my friends. A delightful watermelon mint lemonade. It's refreshing. Oh, that's so good. My friends, thank you so much for watching this video. Go ahead and give it a like if you did enjoy it. Subscribe to this channel if you'd like to see more of my homemaking videos. And I will see you next Sunday for Peaches 3 Ways. Bye for now.